Okay, y'all, so let's talk about it. Beyond the Gates episode, where we at now? 11 and 12. So they in the beginning, they was just giving like a little back rundown, dealing with the fallout from Danny getting arrested. Okay, and then Naomi and Jacob end up falling out. Okay, they end up having a huge falling out. Naomi ain't talking to Jacob. Jacob sleeping on the couch. Okay, all that shit. Like, they just not talking. But then Jacob, he ended up getting fed up because he like, look, I thought that I was just doing my courtesy by, arresting her, as a member of the family and stuff like that. And I wasn't trying to like cause any harm, but my job is my job and different things like that. So like after Danny had got arrested, Naomi had talked to Danny, and Danny was just like, he was just doing his job, blase blase or whatever. So Naomi, they, oh, Jacob got tired of sleeping on that couch, so he was ready to leave. Like he was packing up his shit. He was ready to go to the hotel. But Naomi was like, nah, like they ended up having a good long talk and they ended up kind of like making up or whatever. So after Danny had got arrested, the whole family had came over to Anita and Vernon's house, and they all had like this little press conference to like, I guess, show that the family is still united and that you know, um, to show that all that shit that Bill was doing was just bullshit. Okay, pretty much. So Bill and Haley is getting themselves ready to go on their honeymoon. They about to go to Italy. So Haley don't know. Like Bill was just really conniving. Like I'm starting to see his character now, and I just don't like his character. Like he come off as like this little sweet type of like he want. He just come off as like you know he really cared, but really he don't care because the same thing that he was trying to do to Danny, like what Danny was saying, like how she had threw like her whole life away after she had met Bill, her modeling career and stuff like that. He tried to do the same thing to Haley because he told Haley, well, now that we married, you need to quit your job at the firm because Haley worked at the law firm with him. So he like, you need to quit your job at the firm and stuff, and just focus on being a wife and all that. So Haley was like, no, I don't think I want to resign and quit my job at the firm because I have friends at the firm. Her only friend Caroline, who is um who is Bill's assistant or whatever. So she like, I don't want to leave the firm and stuff like that. So he was like, well, you being home is going to make you more independent. Start focusing on, stuff at home. And she like, no, like she want to work. You know what I'm saying? So he ended up giving her the black card, girl. He ended up giving her the black card and telling her she could just buy whatever she want to buy and all that shit. I guess to try to convince her that she don't got to work so he could be in control. He just give off this like conniving person who's a huge manipulator, but we'll start to see his character as throughout. Okay, I feel like Haley was like really manipulated by him, um, and getting with him, but she was still wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because she knew Danny and him, but it is what it is. So, who else is we going to talk about in this one? Nothing much really happened. Oh, so Nicole and Ted. Nicole was preparing for her award ceremony and stuff like that. Ted ended up having another run-in with Eva, and Eva starts to talk about like how she never had a father in her life, and how things would have been if she would have had her father and different things like that. But the whole time, not Bill, Ted don't know that he talking about him or whatever. But she was just like, they was just bonding a little bit more, but she just didn't know. She was just trying to get a feel of like who her father really was and stuff like that, without really letting him know like she was his daughter and stuff. So she goes and tell Leslie like, yeah, I had talked to my father or whatever, and trying to get to know him a little bit more. So she like, why are you talking to that man or whatever? Is this and that? You know what he did to us? He left us, this and that and the third, blase, blase. I'm like, oh, wow, like crazy. But you know, she still want to hurt Nicole. You know what I'm saying? So she still want the plan to go back smooth. So she was like, don't be talking to Ted because you may blow our whole plan up by asking him questions and, talking about your father and stuff like that, right? So what else happened in this one? So then we get to Kat and uh, Danny's younger daughter. Sometimes I remember her name, sometimes I don't. But remember I told y'all in the last episode, I was like, she had left with these two, this man and this woman, right? And they was husband and wife. So she reveals to Kat that she is into, having threesomes. So she likes to have threesomes, and she open with it. And but she's saying that the couples that she get with, the couples are um real, like they like to think that like stuff private or whatever. So she likes the couples. She dealing with these two couples, this one couple, so that's what she likes. So she just, into that. Then they was talking about like that business model and stuff. And Kat was talking about like how she wanted to, get other like prospects and stuff for that business, but the other girl, she was like, no, we gonna do this on our own. Like we don't need no other influences in it and stuff like that. But when you first start up a business, even though they have like high social media presence and stuff like that, they still need like money backings of like huge companies. But she don't even want the backing of like her family and stuff. Like she just want to be able to start her purse company on her own, without her family's money and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, that was pretty much the rundown of this episode. Now I already talked about what I thought about Bill. Okay, I can't wait to see how this shit go with Leslie, Nicole, um, Ted, and Eva. Okay, because I think I seen some of it because they add like I think they exposed it just last week in the episodes, but I'm starting to back over from the beginning, so I ain't gonna talk about it. But yeah, so yeah, let's talk about it. If y'all seen the episode, tell me what y'all think. Go ahead and like the video.